What would you do if you walked into your bedroom right now and see your partner on bed with your best friend? Think about that for a second, because that's what happened to Sarah. She came home early one day to surprise her fiancé. She walked into her bedroom and found him on bed with her best friend 3 months before their wedding. What she did next? It didn't just save her life, it became the ultimate comeback. And if you're healing from betrayal right now, you need to hear this story. Sarah was 32 years old. She'd been with her fiancé for 7 years. 7 years. The wedding was planned. Invitation sent. Her dress was hanging in the closet. Everything was ready. She thought she knew him. She thought she could trust him. One Tuesday afternoon, she left work early. She wanted to surprise him with his favorite dinner. She was smiling as she unlocked the front door. Then she heard sounds coming from upstairs, from their bedroom. Her stomach dropped. She walked up the stairs. Every step felt heavy. She reached for the bedroom door, then opened it. There he was, her fiancé, in their bed, with Emma, her best friend since college. Sarah just stood there, frozen. They didn't see her at first. When they finally looked up, she didn't scream, didn't yell. She was in shock. She just turned around, walked down the stairs, got in her car, and drove away. She drove for hours, crying so hard she couldn't see the road. She had to pull over. She sat there in her car as the sun went down, completely alone. 7 years, gone, just like that. The next few weeks were the hardest of her life. She couldn't eat. She lost 15 pounds. She couldn't sleep. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw them together. Her mom had to move in with her because Sarah couldn't even get out of bed. And the worst part? Every morning she'd wake up and forget for just a second. Then it would all come crashing back. That pain, it happened over and over again, every single day. Meanwhile, her ex and Emma were already together, posting photos online, acting like Sarah never existed. She had to cancel the wedding, tell everyone what happened, return all the gifts, face all the questions and the pity. And she kept asking herself, what did I do wrong? Why wasn't I enough? But then, something changed, and this is the part that will blow your mind. About a month after it happened, Sarah was lying in bed staring at the ceiling, and suddenly she realized something. For 7 years, she hadn't been living her own life. She used to love painting, but he told her it was just a hobby and a waste of time. So she stopped. She had friends he didn't like. So slowly, she stopped seeing them. She worked 2 jobs to pay for his business idea. Her own dreams, they just sat there forgotten. Little by little, over 7 years, she had disappeared, and she didn't even notice it was happening. That morning, lying in bed, Sarah said something out loud. They took 7 years from me, but I'm not giving them one more day. She got out of bed. For the first time in weeks, she stood up. Now listen, life didn't magically fix itself. Some days she still cried. Some days she wanted to give up. Healing isn't pretty, it's messy. But she decided to start small. Here's what Sarah did. Day 1, she got out of bed, took a shower. That's it. Day 2, she walked around the block. Day 3, she called one friend. Small steps. That's how she started. Then she began to build. She joined a gym, not to look good for anyone, but to feel strong again. The first time she lifted heavy weights, she cried. But this time, the tears felt different. They felt like power. She signed up for painting classes. Her hands were shaking the first time she picked up a brush after 7 years. But she did it anyway. Her instructor asked her to paint how she was feeling. She painted a bird breaking free from a cage. She started going to therapy. Her therapist told her something that changed everything. What he did says nothing about you. It says everything about him. That one sentence rewired Sarah's brain. Month by month, she rebuilt herself. She focused on her job, got promoted, started making more money than she ever had before. She took a trip to Italy, alone, something she'd always wanted to do, but he always said no. She stood in front of beautiful art and realized she was starting to feel happy again. She made new friends, real friends, people who supported her instead of tearing her down. 1 year after that terrible day, Sarah did something amazing. She opened her own art gallery, Every painting in that gallery told a story: pain, survival, healing, growth, freedom. There was one painting she spent months on. It showed a woman breaking chains, stepping into light. She poured her heart into it. On opening night, the gallery was packed with people. A woman walked up to that painting. She just stood there staring at it, tears running down her face. She turned to Sarah and said, "This is exactly what I needed to see. I'm going through a divorce right now. I thought my life was over. But this painting, it gives me hope." That painting was sold for $5,000. Every single piece in the gallery sold out that night. Sarah stood there looking around at all those people who appreciated her work, who saw her, who celebrated her. And she realized something. She was happy, really, truly happy. Not fake happy, not "I'm fine" happy, but deep, genuine happiness. And then, something even better happened. 2 years after everything fell apart, Sarah was sitting in a coffee shop. She was sketching ideas for her next art show. She heard a voice she recognized. She looked up. It was him, her ex, and Emma. They looked rough, tired, stressed, like life hadn't turned out the way they expected. He saw her. He started walking over, probably to say sorry or explain or something. Sarah took a breath, looked him right in the eyes. She smiled, a calm, peaceful smile. She said, "I hope you're doing well." Then she looked back down at her sketchbook and kept drawing. No anger, no tears, no anxiety. She didn't need to say anything else. He stood there for a second. Then he walked away. Later that day, Sarah realized something. She'd spent more time that morning thinking about which colors to use in her next painting than she'd spent thinking about him in the last 6 months. That's when she knew. She had truly moved on.